I'm really trying here. So I wanted to show you guys this cart. First of all, she has an earache, she has pink eye. What doesn't she have? Go with reds because of February, and my children, I think we need to turn their ears on today. I cannot handle this anymore. It has been a time. It has been far too long since I posted on this channel. And I don't even know where to start because we've had the craziest few weeks ever. And it all kind of started on the first of this year. I always go into a new year feeling so excited and just really hopeful for all of the possibilities, and I still am feeling that way despite everything going wrong. I am not a negative person by nature, and so I hope this isn't coming across this way. So I'm trying so hard to see the good in the past few weeks, and there has been good. So let me just say that before I get into things. I just kind of wanted to share my experience going into this year, because if you are also feeling some type of way about how this year has started off, then I want you to know you're not alone. It all kind of started January 1st when we had a really good family day. Came home, I let my dog out to pee in our yard, which is unfenced, by the way, but our dog is extremely well trained. He does not leave our yard. I've never had to worry before, and we live in a very safe neighborhood. But as I was in the house, I started hearing sounds outside, and I quickly registered that there was some kind of animal fight going on outside. So I go outside, and my poor dog is underneath 3 other neighborhood dogs. I don't want to go into the details, but it was such a bad situation. It was truly so terrifying, and my husband and I had to run and step in, and there was lots of, let's just say, injuries inflicted on our dog, to the point where he's had to have surgery, he's had to have lots of stitches, he's had to basically be on bed rest, and luckily he is healing really nicely. He has one more appointment to get some stitches out on his eye, but other than that, he will pretty much be almost done with his recovery process. But that kind of rocked our world the first week/2 weeks, because on top of just trying to make sure he was okay, I feel like I was kind of dealing with like a little bit of PTSD from that incident. There was just so much adrenaline, and my mind just kept going in places of like, what if it had been my kids, and now I'm afraid to go outside and all of this stuff. And luckily, because I know that everyone will have questions, the owner of those dogs has been so kind and responsible and has paid for everything, has checked in on him. It was a very unfortunate situation that never should have happened, but I do know accidents happen. I have had a dog in the past that has gotten out of our fence line, and that seems to have happened in their case. And so it's a really unfortunate situation. Obviously not okay, but we're working past it. Moving past that, I feel like I've just had a lot of delays just be happening, just different random things that have made it really hard to get a fresh jump on this year. And then we had my husband's birthday, and then we were just celebrating our anniversary yesterday, but over the weekend we went on a little trip. And it just was like thing after thing. It was like we're on the way to the airport, and a sitter is watching our kids. My mother-in-law is supposed to be flying in, and because of a really bad wreck, she missed her flight. And then I was terrified and anxiety ridden, because I'm like, well, what's happening with our kids, because we don't have family here. Luckily, I have such a great support system of friends who stepped in and were like, no, you need to still go on your trip, we'll take care of things. So they stepped in, and my wonderful sister drove 8 hours from Florida with her kids and watched my kids while we were gone. And that was amazing, and it was so needed to be able to just get my mind off of that. I just knew as soon as she got here, I didn't have to worry about my kids anymore. And then, unfortunately, when we got back with this polar vortex coming into town, our heater broke. Okay. It is below 20 degrees outside right now, and that is like, just imagine in our house it's about 50 degrees. I am surrounded by space heaters, and basically we can stay in 2 rooms at a time in our house. Like, we have the heaters going in our bedroom where we pulled our kids' mattresses into so that we can all sleep together in one room. And there's just 2 things at play here. First of all, my kids are too little. I just don't feel comfortable having a space heater in their rooms overnight. Like, I just know I wouldn't sleep. Paranoid, you know, you just hear all these things about space heaters. So we have both of their mattresses pulled into our room, and then we have space heaters in the living room. So we're basically confined to 2 rooms in our house right now. And basically, from what I hear from the AC company, that part takes a few days that needs to be fixed to get here. And so it's just been a whirlwind, for lack of a better word. I've never done my makeup on camera before, so here's to hoping that it's gonna end up blended. But I need to multitask because I don't have as much time today as I normally have, because school was delayed because of the freezing temperatures, which means I have less time to get everything done than I normally do, which is fine. You know, it is what it is, but it's just not ideal, if that makes sense. So it's just been so crazy, and I've been trying to like not let it get my spirits down or not let it affect my outlook on how this year is going to be, but that's so hard, because the first thing a lot of people say when they hear about, you know, just like all the things that have been happening is they're like, wow, what a start to this year, like getting the ball rolling. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like really trying hard not to think that way. Like, I don't think that this is like an omen for how the year is gonna go, at least I hope. But that's not to say it hasn't been hard. And my personality, honestly, when hard things happen, is to just be like, it's fine, everything's fine, like, not a big deal. And it helps me and it hurts me, honestly, because I think sometimes I don't like allow myself to feel and process things that I know that need to be felt and processed, just because I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to seem ungrateful. Like, I know that I'm so blessed. Like, there's people who their homes are literally being burned down right now in another part of the country. Like, there's so many things that I have to be grateful for, and I think that is an important outlook to have, but I also think that it's okay to just be like, you know what, like, life isn't ideal right now, and I'm okay to feel that way. I just also am going to have the hope that God's working things out in my favor. That doesn't mean that life is always going to be perfect, but I'm really trying here. Anyways, I wanted to do a little vlog despite everything not being ideal. My house is a disaster. There's space heaters everywhere. It's just like life isn't always going to be ideal, but that doesn't mean that it can't be beautiful and amazing. Granted, I do want to let you know that I do have my hard times and hard moments and weak moments as well, of being like, why the heck is this happening right now? But I just want to focus on the good and how just like blessed that I am. And so we're going to do a little week in my life kind of a thing. I've got some decluttering. I want to do a little home reset. I'm a little late starting that for this new year, but I still have a goal to do that. So I'm going to be working on that. And overall, I just kind of like want to get back in the swing of things and just start doing fun things with my kids again, getting kind of like a little reset on this year. My friend and I were kind of joking that I should celebrate the Chinese New Year this year and like just have that be my official reset for this next little bit. Also, I've been working on a postpartum cart for my friend that just had a baby, which is so exciting. My friends kind of pitched in and we just like put together some things for her on this little cart, which I'm going to drop off later. I'm going to show that to you guys, but it should be a good rest of the week, and hopefully we'll get this heater working and some organizational things done. And I'll share some tips that have been helping me to get organized in this new year. So I wanted to show you guys this cart. First of all, I loved this like boucle little diaper caddy it was. I saw this on someone's Instagram and I thought it was so cute. And then I just got this little white cart with a natural wood top because her house is very like bright white, has a lot of natural colors. So I kind of tried to go with that color scheme. But in this top part, basically, this cart is more for her, less for her baby, just because I do feel like every mom that's just had a baby deserves to be spoiled. And so got her some pads for while she's breastfeeding. These she'll just put in her bra in case she has any leaking. And then also these, because these hydrogel pads were so helpful when I was trying to breastfeed. And I just had like a lot of cracks and stuff, and this helped a lot. I also got her this Haka ladybug, and I've heard such good things about this. This you can just put into your bra while you're breastfeeding on the other side in case there's any leaking, or you can even wear it throughout the day. So it just catches all of the breast milk that would normally be wasted. One of my friends wanted this stress relieving moisturizing lotion because, I mean, who doesn't need stress relief? And then also some hydrating hand sanitizer, just because obviously you want to make sure that your hands are as clean as possible when you're having a newborn. I also saw this at Target, which I had wanted to get her hydration stuff. I've never tried this. I was gonna get the noon version of this, but then I saw this was specifically for moms. So lactation hydration, berry acai flavor, which I thought that she would like. So putting some of this in there. And then also this saved me when I was pumping. I wasn't really able to breastfeed. And I got mastitis so many times due to clogs, but this basically loosens your milk, or I guess I should say it makes it just more, I don't know how to explain it, like watery kind of, and will help if you are getting clogs a lot. This will help it a lot. I used to take this every single day. And then got her this really cute Owala water bottle because when we went on a girls trip, it was funny that three of the four of us showed up with our Owalas. And so since she didn't have one, I thought it'd be so cute to get her one, and now we can just all be matching. Oh, going on with that hydration theme, I got her some like fancy waters because who doesn't want some fancy water? And also some body armors because I feel like sometimes you get sick of drinking water when you are trying to keep your supply up, so got her some body armor. My favorite flavor is the strawberry banana, but I got all different kinds of flavors so that she can kind of see what is her favorite. And then down here, got some cute little burp cloths because you can never have enough, and this will also protect her clothes while she's breastfeeding. And then my friend got the best like just breastfeeding snacks, which she loved, and so we got some cinnamon praline almonds, which also I bought some of these for myself, and they are so freaking good. And then some blueberry Velveeta. Anything with like oats and figs and stuff like that is so good when you're breastfeeding. So we got her these Nature's Bakery fig bar and then some Lara bars. And yeah, I'm just so excited to leave this for her. I think I'm gonna like ding dong ditch her. I think this will just be so fun because she can just like put this in her room, pull it towards her when she needs it, put it back when she doesn't. And if it turns out and she just wants to use this for baby stuff, then that would be fine too, so that it's just a cute way to store and it doesn't always have to be in the way. Also made muffins with her in mind. I had some bananas that were absolutely dying on my shelf, and so I decided to make some banana chocolate chip muffins, and I used some good ingredients in here like avocado oil, applesauce. They taste really, really good, and this was a new recipe that I tried. So if you want this recipe, let me know. And my kids have also been so picky, which is kind of a good thing because whenever I make muffins, I have enough to share with other people, which is always kind of fun. I love giving a good, like, baked good. So I'm just gonna put this on the top of the cart in just like this little dish that I got from Amazon, which is so cute. And yeah, so I'm gonna go and drop that off right after I pick up my son from preschool, which I have to leave in like 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna get ready to do that, and then I'll check in with you guys later as I do some decluttering.
Watching sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things.
That was very short-lived. I got one cabinet done, and then my daughter's school called that she wasn't feeling well. But I think it's something viral. We did a doctor visit, and she has an earache, she has pink eye. What doesn't she have? And so I'm wondering if she got it from school. I don't know. That's kind of the tricky thing now when you have 2 kids in school, is just like not knowing where things have come from. So she's resting on the couch. I'm gonna go pick up her medicine, and then I started making a roast in my very lovely crock pot, as you can see. And I just put like a ton of garlic in there because I knew earlier this morning, even though I didn't see any of the symptoms that they were telling me, and she told me she felt fine to go to school, she said her throat had been hurting. So I was like, well, let me do something that's just warm, hearty, with lots of garlic. And so I made a roast. I have some rolls that are currently rising, and then I have some potatoes in the oven that are roasting because I didn't find them in time to put them in the crock pot, so they're just roasting now. I mentioned that I have both kids in school, and that is new. My son started preschool, and it's something that I've wrestled with for a long time, honestly. I just felt like I was so divided in my attention at home, and it was because I'm trying to work and be the best mom that I can at the same time, and I felt like both things were suffering. And so I heard of a great preschool that my friends use, and he just goes in the morning now 3 times a week, and he absolutely loves it, which I am so happy about because I was feeling a lot of like mom guilt for this, even though I knew that it was the best thing for him and it was the best thing for me, because now when he comes home, I'm able to give him 100% of my attention instead of having my attention to be divided all day. And so it's just been really, really good for us. And so if you are someone like me who has been wrestling with that decision, it doesn't hurt to just try it. And if it's not for you, then just not do it. But for me, for the past 2 weeks has literally been such a blessing, especially with the craziness that has been our life. So that's just been an update that I wanted to share with you guys too. And if you have a kid in preschool and have felt the same, I want to hear about it. It's always nice to know that you're not alone in certain things that you've struggled with. But like I said, it really has been a blessing, and I haven't struggled with it. I feel like I struggled with it more deciding to put him in preschool than while he's been in preschool, because he has such a fun time. His teachers are so freaking amazing, and he comes home with literally the cutest crafts ever. So update, I was able to drop off the postpartum cart to my friend, and she was actually there, which I was trying to be so stealthy, but they have a glass door. I did not want to interrupt or anything since her baby's only a few days old, but I was able to go in and chat with her for a few seconds, and she's doing really well, and her baby is so cute, and I was just so happy that I was able to stop by. I just feel like I'm not generally someone who has considered myself a great cook in the past, so I love just being able to drop off little convenient things for my friends who have just had babies versus necessarily cooking a meal. But now that I am in my home cooking era, I feel like I'm a lot more confident about doing that. I used to just do DoorDash before, which I know is appreciated, but it's always nice to have a home cooked meal, I feel like, postpartum. Anyways, yeah, we're just going to have dinner, and then I'll have both kids home from school tomorrow. My son doesn't have preschool, and my daughter has to be out of school for at least another day. I'm gonna see how it goes with trying to continue to declutter to see if I can do it with both kids or if that's just not possible, but
for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails.
Probably hear my son in the background because he has not been napping ever since we've had this whole heater situation we've had just been having to honestly be in one room between one of my kids being sick and like trying to just keep them apart because they're too young to understand that like you need to give each other space or we're all gonna get sick. And just emotions have been running high, I feel like. And so it's been very, very, very difficult. And I just am so desperate for the heater to start working again so we can go back to our status quos, each have our own safe space within the house, each have our own rooms again. Luckily, the part is going to be delivered to the AC people today, but they cannot do anything until tomorrow. And so I'm just hoping and praying that we can get it fixed before 1 p.m. tomorrow, which is my son's nap time, which he so desperately needs because we have all, I feel like when a kid misses their nap time who's still young enough to need it, the whole family feels it. With the kids being home from school today, I've not gotten as much done as I would have hoped. They've just obviously needed me a lot more today, which is understandable. I am really excited because I just got my Nuuly box in. This is my first month trying Nuuly, and I've been wanting to be just a lot more sustainable about my clothing purchases, and I've seen a lot of people who try it love it, and so I kind of wanted to do a little try on with you guys today. Again, this is my unsponsored first impression of Nuuly and everything, so I'm really excited to go through it with you guys. And what I really like about it is they have an option if you love a piece that you can basically buy that piece from them at a thrifted price. A little bit of makeup on because I feel like even when I go to stores and try stuff on, I like to see like what it will look like as I'm going out. And also because I actually do think it's really, really important to get yourself ready every day. It doesn't need to be makeup or whatever, but I do think that it just like makes you feel very put together and like ready to take on that day. It's a little bit harder when your kids are sick, which is why I have not gotten ready today. I'm literally still in my pajamas and so are my kids. But I'm going to try to remedy that and then let's do that Nuuly try on. My kids are playing on bumper cars in the background, so enjoy this montage without me saying anything because it's gonna be a little too loud in here. First off, this is what the Nuuly package looks like. It's so interesting that it's in like a reusable, almost like a suitcase type bag. And I'm already loving the colors. I definitely wanted to go with reds because of February and Valentines. I thought this would be so fun to have. So I got 2 bottoms, 3 tops, and then a dress that I'm gonna try on for you guys. Turn the camera because I'm like looking on my forehead to see if there's a sign that says don't listen to me because my children, I think we need to turn their ears on today. So they're upstairs for just a little bit to play up there while their dad's up there with them. So normally I don't film when they're awake and home, but today with everybody just, you know, in the house, it's a little bit different.
Feels like the first time.
Good morning, guys. I just had the best, most relaxing morning, which was really nice because life has been so stressful lately. I feel like just the being all in one room because of the heater situation is really just getting to all of us, and my kids are so off of their schedules. They're not able to take naps. Yesterday was just really hard, and so since both kids were going back to school today, I just decided to have like a nice little coffee shop morning and also scheduled a 10:30 peaceful yoga class, which was so nice. I haven't been to do yoga in like months. That was one of my favorite things that I started to do last year, was going to this small little mom and pop like boutique yoga place with my friends, and we've just all gotten so busy that we haven't been able to coordinate together, and so I just decided to go by myself, and it was so nice. And it just worked out that as I was walking out, like it was time to go get in the line to go pick my son up, and I felt like I just had like an extra little pep in my step. I just felt lighter and freer, and I'm so grateful for that. I feel like this vlog was a little all over the place, but I am wearing the fuzzy sweater that came in my Nuuly package, and I just like have my yoga clothes underneath. Like I literally am wearing yoga pants under my pants because it is so cold outside that I wanted an extra layer. I feel like leggings don't keep you warm unless they're worn as a base layer. So I went like this to the coffee shop, and then I just stripped down when it was time for yoga, which I thought was kind of funny. But honestly, it was a hack for this cold weather. But I think that is all I have for you, my friends. I'm hoping that by my next vlog, our heater will be back in operation. If not, I will probably be committed because I'm freaking frozen and my kids are going stir crazy. So I did talk to my landlord today and say, like, if we can't have it fixed by today because it was supposed to be fixed yesterday and the day before that, then we were just gonna have to like check into a hotel, because I think we all need a change of scenery, especially like I said, after being confined in the same rooms. And hopefully that will just come off of our rent, since this has been such a hassle, but we will see how it goes. In the meantime, please let me know how the start of your new year has been. If you've also had a hard time, the Chinese one is coming up, and maybe we should all just celebrate that and get a little bit of a redo. I'm joking, but really, I know things are gonna start looking up, and I will check in with you guys on my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.